Hello and welcome to Destination Adventure. My name is John Griffiths. I'm the lead environment artist for EU Sandbox 2, and I'm the product owner for the distribution centers. Before we delve into, I'll put my slide on for a start. Before we delve into it, everything that you're going to see is currently in gray box, so just keep that in mind. So, these distribution centers, what are they? Well, first off, they're the biggest location we have on the ground outside of landing zones.
Okay.
The reason why they're so big is intentional. We wanted them to accommodate as much world and mission-based gameplay as possible.
Okay.
Each location
What does it
supports
mean, though?
multiple landing pads and hangars, making them accessible to as many players as possible at any one time. There's even a road network to support transit from the planet's surface, into the main building,
Okay.
and to any berth ships.
Wow. Okay.
So every distribution center will be owned by a faction. Depending on the faction and where the distribution center is located on the planet.
Big spike in
will
mission
determine its
content.
specialism. Now, each specialism will lend itself to different missions and gameplay opportunities. So let's talk about some factions for a moment. So, an example of a major faction would be the UEE. Now, at their distribution centers, they're likely to be more specialized towards military supply, research and development, or communications, depending on which branch.
Cargo missions of military support items?
They will have a much stronger military presence in the area. And missions here may be more hostile with combat-orientated, team-based raid opportunities.
Interesting.
Other examples of hostile gameplay that we're thinking of is hacking and stealing, searching for and destroying a specific item, tracking and eliminating any VIPs, and everyone's favorite, eliminate all.
Okay.
Breakout Industrial would be an example of a minor faction.
Yeah.
So their distribution centers will be more specialized towards gathering resources, manufacturing, assembly, shipping. There would be a security presence here, but it won't be that as strong as a major faction. And missions here would be more suited to friendly gameplay loops, though we won't be ruling out hostile missions like corporate espionage.
Data stealing and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Cargo and hauling, yes please. Resource gathering and mining, yes please.
Hauling, like I said, resource gathering and mining.
Maintenance, yes please.
But that's enough of me talking about it. How about we show you where we're up to with these distribution centers?
Yes, let us see these things. Nope, a Corsair for scale. All right. These are big things. Holy shit. I like it. I like it a lot. That's nice. Like actual mission centers. I wonder if they're gonna have the hubs so you could actually like base yourself out of one of these for your chosen faction. And like take up residence on one of them. Very No Man's Sky-ish with some of the outpost things, with the big knowledge centers on planets in No Man's Sky. That's what these remind me of. Although much more complex. Spy waiting outside to attack later. Yeah. Oh, that shot right there. Like, that's like ripped right out of Star Wars. Come on. I love it.
Thank you. So to talk you through the corporate spaces at these locations, please welcome Rainer Rick to the stage.
Go. Let's go.
Hello. So my name is Rainer Rick. I'm a lead environment artist at the Montreal studio, and we've been working with John's team on the distribution centers. So John just showed how massive these locations are. He also presented the industrial sections on the ground level, and I'm here to present the administrative area of these facilities that the Montreal team has been working on.
Okay.
So
Rainer
we're
Rig is
located
the
above
next
ground,
name.
just
You
below
are
the
correct.
tower highlighted in the picture.
Sounds like a
Inside,
Green
you'll be
Lantern
able
name.
to explore the corporate office space and interact with the administrative personnel. Accessible via the lifts in the hangars and also the industrial sections we saw earlier.
Okay.
In addition, we've added also landing pads in front of the lobby, specifically designed for smaller ships and ideal for short stays like pickup or delivery missions.
Drop someone off.
And
I
can't
thought he
ignore
said his
the
name was Ranger
fantastic
Rick.
views we have
And I
from
was
these
like, why his
platforms.
parents do that to him?
A reminder
Lol.
of the vastness of these facilities.
Me? Never know.
Now, let's step inside
Dropping
the lobby.
people off, which
You'll
means
find
you
the
can haul
atrium,
human
which is the
cargo.
central point of the administrative
That is
area,
wrong.
providing access to various locations of the corporate space. Within this space, you'll find the reception desk, and as a newcomer, you'll be expected to report here first.
Of
So here
course.
you can hand over your deliveries or pick up packages and earn reputation points with that faction.
Right? The new UI is amazing.
Also expect to see corporate
So is the
ownership
flight system.
reflected through branding, color schemes, and product placement throughout the corporate hub. And with the use of overlays, we'll be able to swap these out depending on the ownership.
Which makes sense.
And here's an example with Grey Cat showcasing their vehicles and some shiny armor. And back on the topic of reputation, as it grows, you can expect to gain access to the executive office spaces. From here, you'll meet with unique quest givers, and depending on your reputation level, you'll receive various mission types, either friendly or hostile. And finally, the distribution centers were designed as an evolving location. We've built this with future expansion in mind. And in the back of the lobby, for example, doorways could eventually lead to additional office space.
Of course, because they're going to be expansive, and
Enough
are they
talk.
going to have underground
Just
play as
before I
well?
show our progress so far, I wanted to give a big thank you to the Montreal team for their work on the administration area. Thank you. And as John mentioned, we're still in gray box phase, so just keep that in mind. But let's take a look.
When will we see it? When will you give me the shiny, beautiful things? It's a good-looking Pisces. Medical Pisces, no less. Dropping somebody off? Or is that a player? Could be either way. I do need a medical Pisces. I think I'd prefer that over my exploration Pisces. It looks like it's an arriving VIP. With the uniform? Alright, alright. Makes you want to play nothing but Star Citizen for a bit. Good grief, right? By the end of next year, Star Citizen's going to be a completely different game. Like, with everything that's coming, it's going to fundamentally change the way we play Star Citizen. I need my corpo friends. I'm going to be all up in there. You know, you can handle the military side of the organization. I will handle the industrial side. We always agreed on that. You know, I'll do salvaging, mining, logistics. Cargo hauling. Yes, the handcuffing was fantastic. That's gonna change bounty. What the hell? All the bounties. A nice view.
Thank you very much. And now let me welcome back John on stage. He's going to continue the presentation. Thanks a lot, guys.
Team did a great job with that video. Okay, so
That was fantastic.
something we've been working on
So what's
that's
next?
unique to this location is raids. Click on. So raids are team-based missions with a focus on high-risk, high-reward operations. As Carl mentioned previously, you'll be able to choose how you gain entry to these locations. Coming prepared and geared up will make the difference between success and failure. Ultimately, you'll need to work together in order to succeed. So these raids will have you breaching the interior of the main structure, highlighted here. Now, each interior will comprise of rooms that reflect the location's specialism. For example, a shipping focused distribution center will have rooms dedicated to the storage of cargo.
So there may be high security value cargo stored in there that you may want to get.
Subterranean levels that will be accessed from this interior space. These will expand upon and increase the difficulty of these raids. Now let's take a look at one of these raid missions in action, but please note that this is early gameplay prototype of a raid.
Okay. Coming in hot and heavy. Okay. The dude are taking cover. Lol. Gotta get in there and get out. Get there quick. Oh, and they're moving the cargo out on, okay. And you gotta put it in the ship. I hope it's worth whatever it is that you're getting. And you take off, and out you go. I hope you get away clean. Unless you find some way to disable the turrets. That was pretty slick.
Thank you. So, as you saw in the video, the team took a more aggressive approach to getting inside and taking what they wanted. But this isn't the only approach you can use. Multiple points of egress allow you to be stealthier, and it may make it easier for you to avoid obstacles.
Oh, it depends on what type of mission or what you're raiding for.
Reputation will also tie into these raids. Missions will have varying objectives depending on the player's reputation level, and dynamic events may also be triggered during the raid, so players will need to adapt to an evolving situation. This could range from dealing with additional security personnel to other players arriving to defend the location against.
Wondering about that.
Something else we've been prototyping is how we can utilize the multi-tool to create gameplay puzzles. Physically interacting with the environment around you changes the puzzles for everybody. With multiple add-ons for the tool available, you may have to get creative when finding a solution to the problem in front of you. In this next video, we show you how using the tractor beam attachment can open up new paths to your objective, but it's up to you to decide what path you can create with what is available.
Oh, so building bricks for a staircase. I was hoping for a grappling hook, like I said earlier. Tractor beam grappling hook would be fantastic. Although, this looks pretty fucking cool too. Give you some platforming fun. Build your pathway to the stars. Don't fall. Don't let Kylo Ren stab you. Why is there no volume? Okay. It was them, not me.
Yes, thank you. Now, obviously, it was, you know, this location would be possible with several people at CIG, so thanks go to Manuel, John, Jack, Martin, Farouk, Luke, Chris, Mustafa, Sam, Tom, and Rob. You've been excellent. Thank you to Rainer and his team in Montreal. You know, none of this would be possible without their efforts. And yeah, thanks to everybody here and online watching. Really appreciate your support. On to the next one.
Woohoo! I saw the name Freight Expectations. Lol.
Hello. This is a good segue from the distribution centers, as I'll be talking to you about different aspects of cargo and freight. On
Yes,
behalf of our
please.
design.
Give me all the cargo.
My name is Nick Etheridge.
Still need a
and
cargo
I'm the
boat,
Assistant
but I don't
Environment
care.
Director. So obviously cargo isn't just about boxes. It's a big part of the game. Almost every aspect of the game has some kind of involvement with cargo. And I'm going to briefly go through some of them now.
Yes.
So let's start with missions. How will hauling contracts work in games?
Stellar. Yes,
We'll be
please.
introducing the Interstellar Transport Guild, as well as formalizing some of the main hauling and cargo companies that you'll be working
The
with.
Spacing Guild.
As you do more hauling contracts, you will build up your reputation and relationship with the guild. This will lead you to gaining more lucrative contracts for specialized cargo and destinations, such as different forms of hazardous cargo, perishable cargo, riskier routes, and more. So
Roger
what do I
cargo,
mean
priority
by
cargo,
hazardous
high
and
risk
perishable?
routes. Yes, please.
As you know, there's lots of commodities in the game, and different commodities
Yeah,
have
of course
different
it did.
properties.
Mineable ones,
As you know, with
mineable
events
minerals,
like
metals.
Xenothreat, we have some special cargo types with different attributes,
I want to.
such as time-sensitive
I want to be a
cargo
space
or
trucker.
quantum-sensitive
Toot toot.
cargo. But those were a small selection for the event, and they were
Lol.
the two-handed carryable types anyway. We'll be expanding those types,
Gases,
plus
raw
lots more
organics,
types,
liquids.
to the wider game.
Legal
and to
status.
these hauling
Ooh.
contracts.
Wait, what?
So how does this
Legal
affect gameplay?
stats? Oh, perishable. Okay.
It will affect the
Okay,
choices
okay.
you make when you are handling, storing, and traveling with the cargo. For example, with size and weight, is it carryable? Do you need
Those
a
are some
tractor
big
beam?
fucking
What
containers.
type of tractor beam do you need? Is it a handheld one or a ship tractor beam?
Those would be ship
containers
ones,
can only
obviously.
be moved with ship tractor beams, for example. With health, has the container got good integrity? Is it holding fragile goods? Do you need to handle it with care? You can't just
Handle
throw
all your cargo
containers
with
about.
care. Just like your nuts, you handle them with
For
care.
temperature control, do you need to ensure the container is powered so it can keep the contents cool? Or do you need to get
What?
to your destination quickly?
You
Otherwise
have
the
to
contents
have
may
power
perish?
connections for those
For
containers?
security, can the container be locked
What?
or hacked? Can the contents be scanned, or is the container tracked? Will there be
Interesting.
pirates or law after you when you're holding this container?
Good question.
Has a containment? Is it radioactive? You might need the right protection against it, as you may have seen in Jens's presentation earlier.
Yeah.
Can it explode? You might not want to put these containers on a more exposed section of your ship. And many of these attributes are going to be visually distinctive. So conversely, if you want to steal, for example, some cargo on a hull C, which does have very exposed cargo containers, you might want to avoid shooting blindly and accidentally blowing up your potential profits. So look out for those types of containers.
Or you may want to disable a ship really quickly.
Back to mission progression. We'll be introducing perks and rewards as part of fulfilling contracts.
Branded
and
ship
raising
and tool
reputation of
skins?
these
Thank you.
companies.
Branded clothing? Yes,
The
please.
rewards You'll
Look the
have
part as a
branded
space
gear from
trucker.
tool skins, branded clothing.
Player items and collectibles display in your
There will
hab,
be
hangar or
collectibles
ship.
to decorate your
Exclusive
hangar
rewards.
or ship, or you
Access to
can put
more
them
items
anywhere
in
you want.
shops. Discounts. Oh my
And there'll be
god.
more exclusive
Oh
rewards
my
that we'll be
god.
reviewing later. For Thank you.
Yes, please.
For perks, you'll get access to more items in shops and discounts on specific items. And all of these rewards and perks you need to earn in the game. You cannot just buy them.
Perfect. That makes me happy.
Next, let's have a look at freight elevators and hangars. I knew you'd be excited for this.
Who's
I'd
excited
like
about
to show you a short video to
elevators?
demonstrate how freight elevators will change how you view your hangars and how you use your hangars.
That's a shit ton of freight. And that's a big bird to put it in. Oh. If you've got a ship that size, you should be using, yeah, total space, 960 SCU. That's a big bird. That's what she said. But a bump. Yo, Joe! Something like that, you'd be using the ship tractor beam, honestly. That's more like it. Give me cargo trolleys, please. Thank you. We'll need those anyway. We also need ones for our carbonite. I mean, prisoner transfers.
No.
Oh, thank you. Yes, please. There we go, Daigoji. No more having to park outside to get your cars. Yes, please. Access or store away, it's up to you. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, please. Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you.
Give me now. Well, I don't need it now because I don't have a cargo
Sorry.
ship. Give it to me
As
soon.
you can see, hangars, they will become persistent and personal, meaning you can stay there as long as you want.
Thank God.
Whatever you leave there will persist and will be yours to use as you see fit. Your hangar won't just be a place that you leave from in your ship.
What this
become a
means,
key
friends,
base of
is Daigoji's
operations
hangar is going to
to
be
handle your
full
inventory and
of
storage
stacks of junk.
And you'll be able to
He's going to have a
request
pile of
ships
armor in one
from
corner,
an
a pile
terminal
of guns in
within
the other
hangar
corner,
itself.
a bunch of fucking penguins off to the side with some whales mixed in. It's going to be a collection of bottles. He's going to be his best space hoarder life. You know it.
Location inventories won't be magic and instant anymore. This means that the freight elevators will be one of the main ways you interact with your local inventory. Items stored at the location
I know, right?
can be requested via
need this
the
now.
elevator kiosks.
Hopefully
and
it comes in
brought up in a
3.22.
physicalized state to do with as you want. This would be done through a dedicated interface screen to manage large volumes of items. It won't be using the personal inventory system. The change is obviously a really big quality of life improvement to retrieving ground vehicles. No
Yes.
longer do you have to travel thousands or millions of kilometers to specific places in the verse to get your vehicle. You will get them straight from your hangar.
Yes, please. Thank you. I still need one of those. Well, they're cheap to buy in game anyway. Just make a little bit of money on them, buy one.
You'll also be able to bring up ship components. So your hangar is now more of a maintenance bay and outfitters where you can do repairs and swap around items.
Which
and
is
things
key
like
to the engineering gameplay.
So in short, persistent player hangars in combination with freight elevators will dramatically change what you can do in your hangar.
But
It will
when
be a
can we get
home
them?
to do as you want,
When
which
can
has
we
always
get
been
them?
the dream.
When are they coming?
That concludes my presentation. Thank you very much for
Boo!
listening.
I wanted a date. I want to know.
And I will pass you over to Todd Pappy.
Dude has an epic beard.
CitizenCon.
Go lay
Come on,
down,
I
Yuki.
can't hear you. All right, there we go. So, we'll be talking today about something special. It's an update on something that we talked about a little while ago, but we feel it's the future of Star Citizen.
Something
and it's a
special?
culmination of multiple different game systems coming together. So why don't you play the video?
What? Ewoks! No, I'm kidding. Transportation gameplay. Standing around with their cargo? Land claim site Delta 791014. You know what this is. Oh my god. Come on. The modularity. Wow. Wow. Mining rig, this is for your own player built sections on planets. You have your own mining rig, you can load up your cargo, take it to a center to sell it off. With HABs. I wonder if this is going to be personal or corporation level stuff. Production facilities. For true living in the verse. Someplace to really call home. I'm hoping that's what this is. Certainly what it looks like. Hydroponics. Oh. You need to grow food. Food and water. Can't wait to ram my ship into people's bases. Lol. Rude. I'm hoping they have shielding or something to that effect. Because with the destroyable environments, I could see that being an issue. Oh my god. But will you have hangar access? Build your home. Wow. Oh my god.
All right, so base building. All right, it breaks down into two really large gameplay sections. Planning
Base
ahead
building.
and
Fuck
prepping.
me.
And then you've got the on-site where you're actually going to build. So with that, you need to figure out what your goal is. Is it to have a home with a nice view and relax? Is it to have a trading post where you want to create and sell items? Is it to gather resources available and move on to the next area? Or is it to be off-grid and be completely self-sufficient? So with that, with your prep and everything like that, we've got blueprints. So the recipes, everything in the game is fabricated from a blueprint. Players acquire blueprints via reputation rewards, missions, or rare NPCs. With any blueprint, you can actually do research on it.
But
and
realism
create different
and realistic
variations.
space trolls could end their life by flying into.
Materials ranging
Yeah.
from the common to
So they'll be
ultra-rare. You might find them
respawn
at a
on like your
local
base.
shop
I
or
mean,
have
that's
to travel
possible,
around
yeah.
the universe to collect them. Unrefined, refined, simple materials, or even complex components will all go into
Which
the
means
fabrication.
mining has value.
With this, then you got location, location, location. First area is high security. So you
Oh,
must
high sec.
purchase the land. The base is actually invulnerable because the planetary shield tech. A security will show up to protect it as well. You pay for the privilege. You're taxed. So at this point, you won't have the best resources available. You won't have access to the best resources available on the planet. If you don't pay your taxes, the shields will go away after a period of time, and the base will become derelict and will collapse.
Of course.
But this is low risk, low reward. Then you've got low security. So again, you must purchase the land. It's owned by an independent corp, gang, or faction.
Medium cost,
Again, you
medium
don't have
financial
access
return.
to all
Makes
the best
sense.
resources on the planet. The base is vulnerable. AI NPCs will show up and protect the base if it's attacked. The protection will escalate over time. Player can also build defenses to help mitigate this as well. And then it's medium reward, medium risk. Then you've got lawless. So this is no protection
Pyro.
other than what you build. There's shields, anti-air. Players can disable the shields by getting close to them and destroying them. High risk, high reward. Since there's no taxes,
Those are
no
for big
protection
corps.
fees, you get a high return on the resources that you collect. Now, there's some cross-shard and server meshing considerations that will kind of adjust this design in the future, but we'll get into that later once we're really building it. So from here, you've got the tools. So this is what we would consider a surveyor. With this, we want to actually cater to everybody's playstyle, whether you're solo or in an org. With this, you've got different buildings that you can produce, from small, medium to large to XL or XL.
Yeah,
So
I'm
with the
curious about
surveyor
that too.
tool, you can only build the small buildings. With a vehicle, you can build small and medium-sized buildings. With the Galaxy, you can build small to large structures.
Okay.
And then obviously with the Pioneer,
Wow.
Pioneer can do it all. And it still works as a mobile base. And we'll talk about some of the more expanded
Do you
features
really
that
need
we're
to build a
adding
base
it
if you've got a Pioneer?
later on. So, and then it's also, we're exploring what can be done.
You don't really need a
in
base if you've got a
space, not just
Galaxy
on the
either,
planet.
to be fair.
So from here, you set up
I
on
guess
your
for
journey.
resource gathering, you could use a base.
So with the land claim, you put your tool down where you want, you launch the drone that is built into the machine, and then from there, this allows the player to access the base building and also land claim mode. With the land claim modes, the player can actually change the size and position of what area they want to claim, and it also shows you the cost and taxes associated with it. If it's in a taxable zone and you don't own the land, this interface will default to it. So if you own land or it's in a lawless area, it'll automatically go to base building mode. So with the overhead view of the land, you can actually place down buildings exactly where you want. You can see the resources beneath the surface, and then you can also place multiple buildings before you actually build.
See,
So you can see how
Daigoji,
it
you
evolves
scoffed
and
at me
come
about my
together.
industrialist
You'll see the
soul.
resources
You're
that are
going to
needed
thank
for
me
it.
later.
And then you can also switch back and forth between different modes, which are showing off the resource network and how you link.
You're going to need us
basically power
industrialist
generators
kids.
to consumers. And then the player can move or deconstruct existing buildings right now with no charge. Fabrication. So when
What is that?
when you basically build these buildings, they don't
Well,
come with
you
any
know,
furnishings.
Phantoma Heavy
If
Industries will
you're
have your
bringing
back.
With you, then you want to build a fabricator. So depending on what you want to build, there's different sizes of them that support buildings from
Oh,
decoration.
space games have been secretly No Man's Sky all along. Yes.
Components.
We will make stripper clubs across the verse. Yes. All the strippers.
So like base building mode, you need blueprints, resources to craft what you want. Everything fabricated is produced from it produces a physicalized entity. Stats and quality will depend on the quality of the materials
Of
actually
course.
used.
We don't discriminate.
Once
Sex
you've done
for
that
all.
and you've built your decorations, now you can actually fill the room the way that you want to fill it. So furnishings can be purchased at different locations, or they can
Probably
actually be
mid-sec,
fabricated.
honestly. I think
You
low
can
sec
do
would
that
be
via
better.
first person,
We will have
or
hot
in
vandal
the
alien strippers
in the
too.
surveillance
Yes,
tool.
yes, we will.
With that, you've got different types of buildings. So you've got utility style, which would be garages, freight elevators, landing pads, storefronts. And then you've got extractors.
Probably.
So with extractors, we want to make sure that
Water,
nothing
drills,
in
pumps,
regards to
mining lasers.
resource
Yes,
gathering
please.
is fully automated. A level of player engagement is always needed.
Yes,
So as
please.
Nick talked about before, there are different types of commodities, radioactive, perishable, etc. What you'll be doing is pulling out full containers.
I'm gonna
and
need a
from
cargo
there,
boat.
repairing, or there's wear and tear associated with it, or even misfires like you saw in Thorsten's talk and Guillermo's talk yesterday. There's also
Doing all
upgrade
the-
paths for making them more efficient or resilient.
Gathering and trading
Power
and shipping
generators.
and
So with different types of power generators, there'll be some that are more cost-effective as well as effective in different areas. Solar panels will not always work in darkness. Fuel generators will need to be filled up every now and then. And then batteries to store.
they're gonna
excess
take
power.
maintenance.
Then you've got producers. So things that will
That's why
require
corp
the
level
players to combine different resources to produce
Places
new
are gonna
items.
be important. Like, I wouldn't want to be
And then
solo.
you've got defense. So anti-air, anti-personnel, and then shield generators. And then the big one. We start development Q1.
Okay. Okay.
That's me.
Q1.
Thank you all. Thank you
It's
for
when it
coming.
starts, but
Wonderful to see you.
when does it arrive? And here is the final thing. Yeah, starts development for that segment. So it could be a couple of years out. Although it's supposed to be within 12 months, so
Hello? Hey, everybody.
true. And here's the closing statement, which I'm just gonna hack into this. Here's the magic man.
I hope you've enjoyed everything you've seen in these last 2 days. We were really excited to show
I
you
doubt
a
it
lot of
too. Well, it depends. Because I mean, if the habs and some of the stuff is some of the stuff they're already making
I've sort of seen some
for
online
NPC
comments
settlements,
about,
then
okay,
that
well,
would
that's very
speed
cool,
things
but
up
when are we going to get it in the game?
with the modularity.
But one of the real reasons why we wanted to show you this CitizenCon is because we've hit an inflection point on a lot of the features, as in they're either finished or they're in polishing stage, which is why we're showing them. So everything that we've been showing you here at CitizenCon is our intention, not making 100% promise, just so everyone remembers that.
Intention. See?
To get them into Star Citizen through next year. So it's not going to be gated on having to be after Squadron 42. So we are,
Oh, thank God.
so we're planning over the next, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 of next year. Hopefully everything that we've shown you, you will have in your hands.
Does
by
that mean the
inside
Zeus
Star Citizen.
too?
So, and it's very gratifying for the team and myself to finally be able to show you a lot of this. One of the advantages of being able to go and iterate on these features in Squadron was that we were able to do it without having to release every 3 months and make sure the old system worked while the new system was working, so we could actually really polish the features, which I hope you could see when we showed you the updated UI stuff, the updated FPS stuff, the updated flight stuff, the character stuff, which is something we're very proud of, because this is, after all, an MMO. You want to have as much freedom to create the character you want to create.
Yes. Yes.
So-
Yes, we do.
As you may have guessed, and Brian Chambers may have let slip a bit earlier, we are feature complete on Squadron 42. I am not, you will not get a release date from me today, because first of all, you always get very angry at me when I give dates. So
Fair.
it will be when I know that we're fully about ready to print the Gold Masters, but it won't be just yet. But we prepared, the Squadron 42 team prepared a small video for you. I may be lying, it's a bit bigger than small. To give you a glimpse of everything we've been working on and what the gameplay looks and feels like. So let's roll that.
AnjelusX, come in.
Go for 6.
I'm getting a faint contact on bearing 287. You picking that up?
Yeah, got it. Scanning now.
Vega. United Earth of Empire of Earth.
We're clear. Commercial vessel out of Vega 3. Provided that the civilian traffic is restricted under lockdown.
Copy that.
Archangel, this is Krugeri.
Come back, Krugeri.
Redirect to sector 7 Bravo Echo for immediate tasking.
Copy that. On our way.
Second Fleet. Interesting. Patrolling the Vandal border. Ah. Well, them pretty ships. Javelin. Excellent.
I know I just wrote you, but a couple of hours ago, proximity sensors on the other
side of the jump got twigged. Word is it might be that
So
close.
this is the player character.
I guess that last fight didn't scare
Scare
them
them off
off.
quite like we all hoped it would. Honestly, we've been out here so long, I don't know what to do.
Pull for anymore. I just wanted to let you know.
I'll write as soon as I can. Stay safe. Your loving son.
It was nice.
Never gets old, does it?
Sir,
Eddies. I used to do the same thing when I was first coming up. Post up to the flight deck whenever I could to watch the launches. Have you seen the F-8s up close?
no, sir.
The thing's a beast. Nimble, too.
12 maneuvering thrusters and 3 mains. It sure sounds like it. Sir.
Captain McLaren to the bridge. Captain McLaren to the bridge.
I saw you apply to the Flight Academy again.
Yes, sir.
Keep your head up. Took me a couple times before I got in.
Thank you, sir.
Interesting. Basically, the opening of Squadron 42. Solar System, Earth, Manchester. 2023.
Welcome to Cloud Imperium Games Manchester Studio. I'm Chris Roberts, and I'm pleased to announce we have just passed a major milestone. Squadron 42 is now feature complete and has entered its polish phase. To celebrate this milestone, we've gathered some of our core leadership together to share what this means.
I thought it was in the game for a second. I was getting all excited. I'm like, what?
As Chris says, we've moved into the polish phase of Squadron 42, which means extra emphasis on ensuring things feel fun. This means focusing on the small and large elements of the game, such as dialing in combat encounters, but also looking at the feel of how you control your character or vehicle and making sure it's immersive as possible. We've paid extra attention to how your character reacts when in their ship, so that you feel like an actual pilot, whether that's firing your weapons, taking hits, or punching the afterburners to get to cover. Ship AI has also seen huge improvements, with closer engagement distances and more varied behaviors. And with our new precision targeting mode, the action has never been as close.
Which is going to change a lot. It's going to be fantastic.
With the aim now on polish, we've organized the project into self-sufficient strike teams, so we can focus on individual areas to deliver the best experience.
Boating on a planet? Fascinating.
Get out of sight. The cutlass is gonna spot you.
This allows us to bring all disciplines together with a unified vision of enhancing the gameplay.
They need boats like that in the PU.
Visuals, final cinematic performances, and our ever-improving technology.
I want to go boating on a planet. Maybe do some fishing. Great. Build a player base on the water. Have your boats and things.
We're also dialing in gameplay features, such as the ship flight model for both atmosphere and space, which covers master modes, control surfaces, and our gold standard HUD and MFDs. Our interaction system for both the world and your character have also seen additional improvements, allowing us to hone and craft environmental puzzles unique to each location, while allowing us to tell the story of the world around you.
Okay.
The military multi-tool is an essential piece of equipment for every pilot that integrates all attachments into a single handheld device and allows us to create really interesting challenges, including physics-based puzzles using our updated rope tech.
Unidentified vessels, this is the UEE Navy. Power down your ships and stand by for processing.
Yeah, you can f*** off the coil's ass.
Okay then.
Our scanning, targeting, and marker system has also seen an overhaul, allowing us to highlight only the essential information that you need, such as key objectives, mission targets, and high-level
Yeah, that
scanning
UI looks fantastic.
while keeping your overall view as clean as possible.
That's skank!
Tactical FPS combat and stealth, which has seen a suite of improvements, from improved looting, weapon feel and balance, realistic scopes, and smoother locomotion, alongside our new and improved FPS radar and scanner that provides you an overview of the battlefield, but at the cost of ramping up your own emissions. We've also seen the introduction of our Maelstrom-powered destructible environment, which adds a layer of dynamism to the experience, alongside our improved AI that can now
This looks
have
fucking
hundreds
fantastic.
of combinations of traits that allow us to create unique and challenging combat encounters that really push your tactical awareness and skill.
See, I don't need Starfield. This is what I want. Not same, different.
We play and review the builds regularly and call out action points in each level from start to finish and where we need to improve the gameplay.
Interesting.
This is an incredibly rewarding stage of development for me and the team, as the ultimate vision of the game is realized, allowing us to craft an experience that we can be really proud of. One specific
When you
area
need to
that I'm
infiltrate the
excited to dive
things.
in is the feeling of the player interacting with the world around them,
Patching you in.
as it's a core component of Squadron and really grounds the world that you inhabit. We've made sure that any interaction in the environment is physically represented by a character animation to keep you in the moment and fully immerse you in the experience that we've created.
I don't know. This looks well worth the wait.
This is the final phase of gameplay iteration before we fully transition into optimization and stability on the road to release.
What's that?
Trejo, this is Colton. Come back. Always trips me out to see terraforming setups like this. Web Tribe explaining how atmosphere processors work. Really shows how far we've come. The hell is she?
With the transition of Squadron to polish phase, we've had the opportunity to find additional moments within the existing narrative to add subtle interactions where appropriate. It's been tremendously exciting to play through these areas and find places to augment the mood, support gameplay, and further embellish our story and characters.
So yeah, man, I can't believe it. They said I've got to wait another 2 years before I can reapply. So that's why I figured I'd get a job trying in security, because that's, you know, I can get some hours flying in the cockpit and whatnot. Can't hurt, right? Exactly.
We've also been capturing pickups for our lead female player character, as well as wildlines for our various enemies that you all will encounter throughout the game on both foot and in your cockpit. These consist of a range of responses and reactions that you as the player can trigger, which has been the culmination of efforts by the gameplay and AI teams.
They did done fucking did it.
That you're gonna have to tangle with some very smart and reactive bad guys
Absolutely.
to complete your mission.
It's gonna be a thing. It is a thing.
At the heart of this immersive adventure, you'll find cutting-edge cinematic storytelling, thoughtfully crafted to fully immerse you into your story.
And just think, once it's released,
So in 40 years from now,
Gary
when you're
Oldman,
surrounded by everything and everyone you hold dear, and they ask, what did you do?
then a lot of those teams will transition to the PU
You can look them in the eye
and really
say,
uptick that cycle of development.
I heard the line. Men and women of the Second Fleet, I am proud to stand with you today. Good luck. Push your button. Nice speech.
Oh.
Any word from the recon team?
Not yet.
Let's get into position.
Throughout the polish phase, our team is taking every opportunity to push things to the next level.
Tell me you're expecting company. This is not good.
The Cine team is focused on finalizing edit lock on all of our big action as well as all smaller character sequences.
That's
I could have pulled this off of the Galactopedia.
Yeah, probably, but I think their solar mass calculations are wrong, though.
Wow. Look at that
This
jump.
is ridiculous.
How so?
We are now able to adjust our shot composition to final cameras thanks to recently crafted space vistas and level art being content complete now.
It'd be nice to know how much of a shitstorm we're flying into.
More like a hailstorm, Blue.
I want to fly with
Shut up.
Luke Skywalker.
Now, I hadn't seen another ship that wasn't trying to kill me in days, let alone a hauler, let alone a Jean. So you can imagine my surprise.
Detailed lighting passes can be done on hero sequences so we can show our cast and convey their emotions in the best light possible. And we're making sure our cinematics are triggering as fluid as we can craft them so they form a coherent concerto with the rest of the player's narrative experience.
Mr. Wexler, this is Lieutenant Commander Colton.
Oh, Commander, hey, Julian Wexler. I'm the field manager of this little operation.
Well,
welcome aboard the Archon. What brings the Navy to this little corner of the universe?
We got you flying with Lieutenant Commander Colton. He's one of our best.
As others will share, this is the most rewarding chapter of development, which allows us to truly experience the visceral and oftentimes emotional moments that our narrative provides.
How did you handle it after Vega?
I'm not sure I handled anything. It helps to remember that stuff like this is supposed to hurt.
God damn.
I'm good at dealing with problems I can't fix.
Well, this is one that you don't have to do alone.
That's good to know.
As originally a Star Citizen skeptic,
For the animation teams,
I
polish phase means
willingly
refining the
submit
social
myself to being
aspects of
proven
Squadron
wrong.
42 that occur between the various missions and getting the behaviors implemented across all of its chapters.
and hope to be proven even more wrong as we go
Dialing
forward.
in the hangar to
Because I
make
was
it
skeptical
as
for a long
immersive
time.
and believable an experience as possible.
Done. Okay, all right. Let's do this. I have to switch out some of the interchange content then.
I'm at the point where I am now, largely because of the amount of faith that Daigoji had in the project, and is fucking convincing me to be as enthusiastic and get as deep into it as I am now. As a player, it's all his fault. 100%.
For example, we're launching off a space carrier, but we still ground
I'm cautiously optimistic.
real-world actions, refueling, repairing, and inspecting, and making sure that your next flight mission is a success. This means we're looking out for pops, hiccups, or awkward transitions, and ensuring that everything flows.
I won't
and
touch it
looks
until
like
it's
all
up
the
to a
great
level
mocap
quality that makes it worthwhile to me.
performances we
That's fair. I'm already having a blast in the PU, even in its alpha state, with all the wipes and bugs, hiccups, and headaches. I'm still putting, hours into it because I'm having fun and just enjoying myself.
Diligently for their patients,
And
whether they're players or crew.
where at the state that it's in, I can take silly risks because none of it matters. None of it means anything. I'm not actually losing anything.
We really want you to feel part of an authentic crew, an important part of the UEE Navy in an enormous universe of people going about their everyday lives.
Let's go ahead and clear for takeoff.
Well, imagine having communications like that in PU when somebody calls you, having video voice comms with their character's head moving and popping. That would be fantastic. Or even just having station control flag you in, rather than just a disembodied voice. Faction specific.
Hold on as you're launched off the deck of the carrier.
Traffic controller.
Baron 2, you are cleared for launch.
Gonna need my character's VTuber.
Safe flight, Baron 2.
Okay. I'll get a proper VTuber someday. I like my PNG
We want
tubers.
you to not only
Got
decide
one
how you
one
play
coming.
the game, but to feel as if the people you interact with are in that world with you.
I would have never thought a shotgun could be so pretty. Damn, this R97 is sleek as hell. Like a lot of other weapons in Gemini's arsenal, It has a higher rate of fire than most guns.
I know.
of its type.
We're working to support a feel of authenticity through world traversals, running, jumping, and climbing.
And my girl needs to inform them they're being rated.
Interactions
That
with
would be
objects in
fantastic.
the environment.
Hilariously fantastic. Yeah, my character needs cat ears for space combat.
Solid weapon gameplay and enemy reactions, as well as combat realities, such as weapon malfunctions. Or in close encounters of the more lethal kind.
Yep, the takedowns.
Gonna hurt in the morning. As we continue to focus on the quality experience, we've been working closely with our art teams, and it's been exciting to see their environments come to life alongside us.
While animation and design have been populating the locations, polish phase for my teams means making huge advancements in the quality of our characters and environments. We've established our standard with recognizable characters like Mark Hamill, Gillian Anderson, and Gary Oldman. And we're now applying this to the rest of the cast and identifying any remaining tech requirements that need to be closed out. The story of Squadron 42 takes you through a variety of diverse locations of varying scales and styles. We shared glimpses of several environments before, and there's still plenty out there for you to discover. One of the main challenges the art team has had to face during the development of Squadron 42 is ensuring the visuals are complementary to the narrative of the script. The mood and feeling of a space is just as important to us as it is making sure we hit the visual quality that CIG has become known for.
Oh, good. We can't hack it from this side. Graves, we've got a locked door. Can you give us access?
No, I'm afraid that's a negative.
Oh boy.
I would have to add you to our system to give you override permissions, and there's a lot involved in that. It won't happen quickly.
Okay, we'll figure something out.
Everything you see during the campaign has been heavily inspired by the classics of 70s and 80s sci-fi, but with a modern twist. We want everything you see to feel like it has a soul, its own personality, and tells of a history long before you arrived.
I think they're accomplishing that.
Crafting interesting flight spaces and their connecting tissue has been one of the more unique challenges we've needed to overcome for Squadron. Developing our VDB tech to blend seamlessly between tighter traversal spaces and into wider space vistas and planets has proved incredibly difficult but rewarding, ensuring that Squadron flows seamlessly from one chapter to the next, without interruption. Creating a diverse array of locations is essential to us. Our environments need to work from a variety of scales. We need to pay close attention to detail, whether we're working in a dirty engineering vent or navigating the debris of a dying star, wondering what may be around that next corner, or even who may live there, how would they have survived, and what state of mind may they be in.
So many details. It's like a living, functional ship. People doing real things.
With our social teams in delivering a cohesive social experience when you're taking some downtime from our refined flight and FPS missions, or even missions of the more eerie kind.
Investigations.
We'll be introducing new space stations on a massive scale, all brought together and designed to be as tangible as possible. We've thought about their function, their age, and tried to ensure there's a progression in artistic style.
Hopefully some of these stations will show up in the PU. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. There's the Blade Runner Diner.
As you can see today, the teams are working incredibly hard, ramping up the detail and quality to match the breadth of our vision for Squadron 42.
Oh my.
Now, I know you're all asking, when can I play it?
When can I play it?
When we have the locked release date, you will be the first to know. Now, we're in polishing phase on Squadron 42. You will start to see a lot more things coming to Star Citizen, as well as overall progress on the persistent universe. The polish phase can take some time. We have come this far, and we want to make sure
I will not be the
42
first to
delivers
know.
on the
No,
promise of being
probably not.
this generation's wing commander. Now, even though there's only a few of us in this video, I'd like to extend a big thank you to all our staff around the globe who have been putting their heart and soul into bringing Squadron 42 to life. And I would like to thank everyone in the community for your patience and your support. To paraphrase Admiral Bishop, when people ask, what did you do in the development of Squadron 42?
Assuming I don't get the info secondhand, I'll probably find out on release day. You'll probably find out sooner than that, because you know I'll blow up the Discord when it happens. All aliens! Wow. I held the line. And the line held back. No. That was fantastic. We could be playing that by this time next year. In theory. Ain't that a thing to contemplate?
You're making me very emotional now. Thank you so much. It's been definitely a long time coming. We're, as you can see on that video, that's Squadron 42 gameplay. So we are really dialing it in and polishing it, and we're really proud of what it is. I mean, anyway, I think it's going to be something I'm very, very proud of. So I can't wait for you guys to play it in the. I'm not going to say when, but you know. And anyway, we kind of spent the time to craft something that's that beautiful with as much attention to detail and love without your guys' support. Just like we couldn't be building the universe of Star Citizen without your guys' support. So I am, on my side, incredibly grateful, as is everybody at CIG, for your continued support, because we're building, I mean, a universe of dreams and stories of dreams, and it's a really wonderful thing to be able to do as a creative. So thank you, everyone here, and everyone watching, and everyone that supports Star Citizen and Squadron 42. So thank you guys very, very much.
Aww. It touches me somewhere.
And then I'd like to call out everyone that's put the show together here. It's been an amazing job. Tyler Whitkin headed up, but there's a lot of other people. I mean, obviously Jared's been doing his great job emceeing. Leah has been organizing the show, and there's 1,000 other people that are part of our community and marketing side that have been doing it. There's been volunteers that have been helping to do this. The companies that we've had, like Envision, have put the video and stuff all together. So everyone's done an amazing job of the show. So thank you to everyone. And sorry if I didn't call everyone out by name, because there'd be a lot of names, so I had to call them out. But putting all that together, and thank you to all the devs that worked really hard to put the presentations together for you guys, because think you can feel that they really love what they do, and they're very passionate about what they do, and they're really excited to get it into your guys' hands.
I'm excited for it to get into my hands too. And the PU. I want all the things.
So anyway, with that, I think I would say thank you, everyone. I'm really excited about what we've got upcoming in the future, because a lot of the foundational tech, the persistent entity streaming, and you saw server meshing earlier on yesterday, enables a lot of the stuff that's going to come to the PU, like the base building and the persistent hangars. So I am incredibly excited by 24 and beyond. And anyway, thank you guys for supporting. I will see you in the verse. And thank you so much for coming out to share this with us. Bye.
Woohoo! And that wraps up CitizenCon. Thanks everybody for hanging out while we're doing the things. I'm going to split this segment into 2 parts to put up on the YouTube, which we are getting closer to the first level of YouTube partner. Go subscribe, please. If you're catching this on YouTube, subscribe, like, do the things. And I will catch y'all later. I guess I gotta find somewhere to raid out to, don't I? But we'll go hit up. No, never mind. Well, alright. Yeah, no, I don't really have anybody on in particular that I feel like raiding out, so I'm just gonna say bye. Okay, bye. Well.